I never meant for this to happen. It wasn't planned. It wasn't even imagined. But when I opened my eyes that morning and saw him, bare-chested, breathing slow and deep like the world owed him nothing, I didn't scream. I didn't flinch. I just shattered silently. Jason, my son's best friend, barely 19. The same kid who once fell asleep mid-conversation on our couch. Who smeared peanut butter on the cushions and laughed too loud at dumb movies. Who used to call me Mrs. Alden, now, in my bed. It started a few weeks before. Kyle brought him over after Jason's father kicked him out, just until he finds a place, he said. And of course, I said yes. I always say yes. To strays, to broken boys, to the weight I think I can carry. But Jason wasn't a boy anymore. Not really. His shoulders filled doorways now. His voice didn't crack. It settled deep, quiet. He crept into my awareness so slowly, it almost felt innocent. And one night, he looked me in the eyes while I stood in worn-out sweats. No makeup, hair tied in a lazy bun, and said, "You look beautiful." God knows I should have laughed. I should have scolded him. But instead, something inside me held still. I should have known better. And I did. That's the worst part. There was one night. Kyle was gone. Jason stayed in. We were watching something forgettable. Both half-focused, half-floating. I was tipsy. Tired. He laughed at something I said. I laughed back, then silence. His hand brushed mine, accidentally, or maybe not. I didn't pull away. I felt the question hanging in that space between our skin. And somewhere inside, I knew he meant it. That night, neither of us could sleep. We ended up in the kitchen, under dim light, surrounded by the hum of appliances and the sound of two people saying too much with too little. He told me about his father, the way he felt invisible, useless, forgotten. I looked at him, and without thinking, said, "I see you." He stared back, eyes wide, shoulders rigid, fingers curled around the rim of his mug like he was holding onto gravity. He didn't smile. He didn't blink. Neither did I. I don't remember the steps between the kitchen and my bedroom. I don't remember asking. Maybe I didn't need to. He followed. Or maybe I led. There was no kiss, no whisper, just skin against skin, breath against breath, the weight of everything we didn't say pressing into the silence between us. I didn't sleep. I laid there listening to his breathing, feeling the shape of the choice I had just made. My heart beat like a thief's. I felt terrified and more alive than I had in years. In the morning, he was gone. No words, no glance, just gone. Kyle came back that night, smiling, laughing about something that happened on his trip. Jason stood next to him like nothing had changed. But everything had. I couldn't look at either of them for more than a second. I was afraid they'd see it written on my face. I stared into the bathroom mirror for hours, not because I felt guilt, not even shame. I stared because I didn't recognize the woman staring back. She wasn't a mother, not anymore. She wasn't someone safe. She was a stranger wearing my skin, a woman who let her son's best friend into her bed and didn't stop him. There are nights I think about telling Kyle. I write the words in my head over and over. I imagine crying, falling to my knees, begging him to understand, but I never do, because deep beneath the panic, under the layers of self-disgust, something inside me is still whispering, "Don't regret it." Jason never brought it up. Neither did I. He still calls me Mrs. Alden, still nods politely at breakfast. But the way he looks at me now, it's different. It's knowing. And I know it'll happen again, soon. And when it does, I won't freeze. I'll open the door. I'll let him in. Sometimes I catch him watching me. Not in a leering way. Not even longing. Just waiting. Like he's standing at the edge of something. Waiting for me to fall again. I started locking my bedroom door. Not because I was afraid, but because I wasn't. That scared me more than anything. I catch myself brushing my hair before I go downstairs, putting on lip balm, laughing a little too easily at his jokes, caring too much if he eats, if he sleeps, if he says goodnight. One night, I heard him crying. I stood outside his room, my hand hovering over the doorknob. I wanted to go in, to sit beside him, to wipe the tears. But I didn't, because if I did, I wouldn't have walked back out. Kyle still hugs me before leaving for school, still believes I'm a safe place. But every time he smiles at me, something inside me twists. Because he doesn't know, because he trusts me, and because I let that trust rot in the dark. I tell myself it was just a night, that I can be good again, but that's a lie. The next time Jason knocks, I won't hesitate. I'll let him in. I'll close the door behind him. I dream about him, not in the way people might think. In my dreams, I'm at the edge of a cliff. Jason stands behind me. He doesn't touch me. He doesn't speak. He just watches. And I always jump. And when I fall, I don't feel fear. I feel peace. I feel free. The woman I used to be, the mother, the protector, the rule follower, she vanished that night. She died the moment I gave in. What's left is someone I don't fully know, someone softer, quieter, and far more dangerous. Jason walks past me sometimes, his hair damp from the shower, Shirt unbuttoned just enough, and I feel it, that pull, that betrayal blooming quietly beneath my skin. I don't say anything, but inside I'm screaming. I tried to write Kyle a letter once. I got through a paragraph, then I stopped, because I realized I wasn't sorry. I missed the feeling, the edge, the danger, the weight of the wrong thing done willingly. I burned the letter. They say betrayal is a knife, but they're wrong. It's a mirror. It shows you who you are, who you were never meant to be, and who, despite it all, you chose to become. Sometimes I think about the ending. Maybe Jason leaves. Maybe Kyle finds out. Maybe this house burns down and takes all of us with it. But I don't run. I don't confess. I just sit in the silence and breathe it in. Because once you cross a line like that, you stop looking for a way back.